Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so everything about the strategy, there's only two things you'll have to understand. You'll have to understand
Mm-hmm.
about market structure and you have to understand about the liquidity. These are the
Okay.
only two things you have to understand. If you understand the two, then you can get your entries. You might not stop out again, and also about the trade management, it might be very easy for you because you know after a
Mm-hmm.
break of structure, price for sure will have to pull back. So you know that is a great time for you to take maybe partial, set your dollars are break even or whatever. You see, the information is coming from the market structure before you can actually start managing your trade. And it's the same thing for liquidity. After liquidity grab, price will have to reverse. If price taking double top, for sure price will have to drop. If price taking double bottom, price will have to buy. So based on this, you can also manage your trade. So I'll first go through the market structures a little bit, okay, and I will
Mm-hmm.
add with the liquidity, and I will explain why
Mm-hmm.
it gets stop out a lot of the time.
Okay.
So when market, let's talk about when market is bullish. When market is bullish, market will give you a leg to the upside, okay? Will give you a pull
Correct.
will give you a pullback and then it will give you a leg. Okay. When
Mm-hmm.
the market gives you a leg to the upside, you know that this leg might be an impulse on maybe 15 minutes or the 1 hour or any time frame. It might be just one leg to the upside. But this one leg to the upside, if you go to lower time frame, okay, let's say this on the screen, let's say is a 15-minute time frame. And if you go to maybe the 1 minute, this leg to the
Mm-hmm.
upside might be something like this. It
Mm-hmm.
gives you a bullish trend inside. Okay. And the bullish trend inside you see there is the same thing that is gonna repeat on the higher time frame here. Like this bullish trend, this one is a leg, this one is a leg, this one is a leg. So let me try to draw one array here. Okay. Let's say that this row here is one of the legs here. Okay, inside of
Mm-hmm.
your small time frame, whatever. So inside of this
Mm-hmm.
one, if I put it back here, if you go to lower time frame again, compared to the time frame that you are looking at right now, you can still have something like this. You can have something like
Correct.
I don't know if you
Correct.
understand. Every
Yeah. Yeah.
trend
No, I
you
understand.
get,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Every trend you got.
Mm-hmm.
Please give me a second. I think someone is talking on my door. Someone is knocking on my door. I'm coming.
Sure. No problem. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm back. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So every trend you get, if you go to lower time frame, you still gonna get another trend inside. This is fancy.
Correct. That is which is like minor. I think is it called minor structure?
Yeah, exactly. Minor structure compared to maybe the major structure. This is pretty much
Correct.
what you can call it. But now, when price give you this impulse to the upside, which break structure, okay, you know that on according to market structure, after the break of structure, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where those big, okay, I like this one. Okay. After the break of structure to the upside, price will have to give you a pullback. I don't know if you understand.
Correct.
After break of structure, every break of structure, price will pull back. And pull back, it depends. Maybe it can pull back, maybe uh it can maybe pull back some share and start buying, or it can maybe go lower, buy, or
Mm-hmm.
go anywhere, but it has to be between this range to the upside, which broke structure.
Mm-hmm.
So price will pull back to any of this zone to buy. Okay. And when price pull back, first let's when you look at this high here, when we have a high, for sure we'll have another block here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we have another block here, when price comes here, people, not all the people, some people understand price is bullish, they're not gonna be looking for sales here. But people, a lot of people are gonna be looking for sales here. Some people, like when they have a newbie here, they look for a sell. Meanwhile, this high failed to create a new low. Let's say we had a low here, okay? This
Mm-hmm.
high failed to create a new low. So this high has to be taken. Somehow
Taken
the
out.
high here is a liquidity that has to be taken by price. Okay.
Correct.
So price always goes to liquidity. If we have this liquidity here and price started buying, price will have to go take this liquidity before having maybe a pullback down. you really see some price maybe come somewhere share start selling. Maybe it will sell, but just a retracement as a minor structure. I was telling you, but you know just come somewhere share started selling before maybe a pullback. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand.
Price will always take this high. So what you have to understand right now is we have the internal liquidity and the external liquidity, which is very important. External liquidity is the one you have on your higher time frame trend. When you have your higher time frame trend gives you this, okay? When you have this, your external liquidity are this one. You have this, you have this, you have this. You see, every high and every low, which there's actually higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, or maybe lower highs, lower lows. These things are actually the external liquidity that price is targeting. If price is buying, then price is more likely to target those external liquidity to the upside, which solidify your breakout structure to the upside. And this is about the external. I hope you understand the external liquidity now.
Correct. Yeah. So sometimes the external liquidity is referred to as old highs or old lows, I guess.
Yeah, you can get it old highs or old lows. But when you look at this, just get the trend, okay? When you have your trend like this, the low, the high, that gives you your higher highs, higher lows are actually the external liquidity. When you have a trend, the high and the low that are actually on your trend are the external liquidity. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Correct. Correct.
Exactly. This is about the external liquidity. And now the internal liquidity, when you have this leg to the upside, will give you the minor trend that you are talking about. So the minor trend that you are talking about inside of this leg to the upside, the highs and the lows are the internal liquidity. I don't know if you understand.
Correct.
Exactly. So when you have this, I remove this one again. Okay, you have this one external liquidity, you have external liquidity, and these are your internal liquidity, internal liquidity, internal liquidity. So what price does is price will buy, take the external liquidity, give you a change of character, sell, and when it sells, it will come and take all those internal liquidity here. Okay. Once price takes the internal liquidity, will give you a change of character and started buying again to take the external liquidity here again and again. And it's the same cycle that happening again and again. That's pretty much about market structure and liquidity. Price will give you. Anyone can teach you, okay? Anyone can teach you that price, when price bullish, will give you this, will pull back to order block, will pull back to order block. But a lot of people, they don't know that we have what they call by internal liquidity. They don't know what they call by external liquidity. If you ask them what is liquidity, they'll just tell you double top liquidity, double bottom liquidity. But internal liquidity are very, very important. And now, when price is buying, if I get price somewhere here, okay, let's say on 15, I see price is here and price tab into a zone that started buying. If price started buying from this area, I know that my target is going to be external liquidity, which is this one. So when I go to my lower time frame, I'll only be looking for buys till I take this external liquidity. Like on the lower time frame, on the higher time frame, maybe you can only have one trade that will go to TP, okay? But on the lower time frame, you can have one buy here, okay? Price will buy, give you a pullback. You can have a buy, pullback. You can have a buy, you can have a buy. You buy till you take the external liquidity. Once this external liquidity is taken, now you look for a change of character, you sell, and when you sell, you target the internal liquidity, which were actually your entries. Like every entry you take is actually liquidity, but it's not liquidity that has to be taken out immediately. I don't know if you understand what I mean. If you have this, okay, if you have this, the SMC trader can take the buy, okay? You can have maybe another block, okay? I hope you understand.
Yes, I
Another block,
understand.
guys can someone can buy another block. But when you continue buying, you'll see that on the long run, price will give you eternal liquidity. And from the eternal liquidity, now you'll be like, oh, okay, here there's liquidity, I can't buy anymore. Maybe I look for a break and sell to take this eternal liquidity. So this is pretty much the principle there. You buy, okay, at the beginning here, you buy to take the external liquidity. Once the external liquidity is taken, you sell to take the internal liquidity. Once the internal liquidity is taken, then you buy again to take the internal liquidity again and again. This is the first thing. I hope till now you understand.
Yes, I understand this prayer.
Okay,
Structural
okay.
liquidity.
Okay. Now this is the first thing. And the second thing is when you want to sell the retracement, I always sell the retracement till the 50% or below. Like when I get a sell and price sells till the 50%, now I look for my buy setup. Okay. 50% below, I look for my buy setup. Or even if I don't look for buy setup, I take majority of my position off if I got maybe a counter trend for the sell. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Sell to
Yeah,
a
I understand. Yeah.
discounted zone and buy from a premium zone, or buy from a discounted zone and sell from a premium zone. The
Premium
same thing.
zone.
All I'm explaining here is the same thing on the if price is bearish, you just do the opposite. Okay. If price gives you
Correct.
this and is giving you a pullback, you get your ship tool from the low or from the high to the low. And if you get a counter trend, you buy here. When price comes to a 50%, you take majority of the position off. Okay. And if you can
Mhm.
maybe look for sell setup, you can get them. All I'm explaining here, the same thing happened today. If I go to the 1 minute, I show you right now. If I come here, I didn't take the buy, but I got this sell. You see, price broke this high. Look at this high, right?
Yes.
Price broke this high.
Yeah.
After price breaking this high, we already got uh our external liquidity being taken because this one is the higher time frame trend. If you see the higher time frame,
Correct.
price is bullish, okay? After price taking this higher time frame uh external liquidity, I look for my sell setup, which is just the change of character pullback. You see, it did happen here. I didn't get the first entry. I think I was busy on this
Mhm.
one. You got the change of character, you got your pullback here, your order block or your whatever. We'll talk about it later. Price comes here,
Mhm.
give you a sell setup, broke structure again, sell, okay? Price sells. But where are you selling price to? You only sell price to a discounted zone from the rally that broke structure. This rally that broke structure, you only sell to 50%. From this 50% of the FIB tool, I can take 50% of my position off, or if it goes below maybe another level, I can take maybe 90% off, continue taking it off. And from 50% below, I look for my buy setup. And if you look at it, what happened? Price came below the 50%, came to 61, I think, okay, and gave the change of character. If you look at it well, price gave a change of character here, pull back for the buy.
Correct.
Price started buying. And if price started buying, look at this. Price bought, okay, and price came here. If you look at this, price came here, gave a chain, a sell setup. But if you sell from this
Mhm.
area, some people they will sell here, maybe they will start looking for their TP somewhere below this one, without
Mhm.
knowing that this high failed to break this low. So this one automatically becomes your what? External liquidity that has to be taken out. Any
Correct.
OB at this zone or any OB line at this zone, it can give you a sell setup. Okay, you see this sell happen well, okay, and it even left behind another block here. And if you zoom in well, price came to this OB, gave a sell reaction. You see, price started dropping, people started selling, and you see this buy.
Correct.
There is no retail trader that can buy and give you this massive volume from this area. But some retail traders they can
Mhm.
have this sell. Okay, we took few candles before selling, but look at this massive buy to that side. This massive buy came from the bankers because they have enough money to do this and they know the target is this external liquidity. So
Correct.
you buy from the 50% to take the external liquidity and you sell to the internal liquidity. And now I'll come back to the internal. I think you are getting stop out is because of the internal liquidity. So if I get back here, okay, let me delete
Like even when you were showing me that now, I saw an order block there, but I saw how the other block got stopped out already just before where the these institutions bought.
yeah,
You see that there's an order block right there, but
yeah,
then you see
somewhere from
this,
this area.
yeah, from that area, see. But you
Yeah,
see,
somewhere here you can have an UB price went below and got stopped out. We'll be back to it later. This one is also one of the internal liquidity. So if you
okay,
come back here, okay, if you come back here, we know that we sell price to we sell price to take the internal liquidity, and now we look for the buy. Internal liquidity is whatever that can make you buy from any of these lows. Okay, this low can give you an OB that you can buy from, the price can target. This low can give you maybe can give you a reason to buy, okay? Because market makers they will always give you reason to click on the buy or sell button. Like they will give you reason to be able to enter the market. And once you enter, that's where they take your money. So if there is a reason to buy here, then this one automatically become your what? Your internal liquidity. If there is a reason to buy here, becomes your internal liquidity. And which one you can maybe guess is the right one. Okay. There's
Yes,
something
it's true.
yeah, there's something I want to explain first. I think if I go to H4 or H1, I don't need the time frame. Okay. If I look at you look at this candle, right? Look at this candle.
Mm-hmm.
This candle here, it has a wick of the high, okay? You have the wick of this one, okay? And you
Mm-hmm.
have the wick of this one. You see the wick of the one above and the wick of the one below. So
Yes.
this week and this week are actually highs and lows. If I look at this, you see price started dropping, right? You see bearish momentum and bearish.
Mm-hmm.
On this one, I didn't go to lower time frame. This is just H1. On H1, I can clearly see the price is bearish. This one is a low. We have a pullback that created this wick here, which is the high, and price is creating this low. I don't know if you really understand the concept. Like the wick of the candle high and the wick of the
Mm-hmm.
candle low are actually highs and lows that you get on your structure. You know,
Correct. Correct.
this low,
Correct.
this low here on lower time frame might be a low. You can really see that is a low, but on higher time frame might just be a week, just a week. You just see a week on higher time frame, but on lower time frame you can clearly see that is a is a low. So if you look at
Yes.
this candle, I put the line there, the week of the
Mm-hmm.
high and the week of the low. I'll just go to the lower time frame and you'll see what I mean. Let me just check the 15 minutes. Okay. If I go to the 15 minutes, you see the week of that H1. Now you see this one is just a high. I created a high. Okay. And this one you see
Mm-hmm.
somehow created it. Let me even check. Maybe the trimming might be much clearer. Okay. You see now, you see this one created a low. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
this one created a high. You see now
Correct.
this range gives you a high and a low, but this high and low on higher time frame is just a week. You get it
Correct.
now? Exactly.
Correct.
So what we do is price will have, if you understand about the liquidity, you said old lows, old highs are also liquidity. So these lows, if I look here, if I get this okay, if I get this one, this week
Mm-hmm.
here, okay, this is just a week of the candle, but if you go to lower time frame, it makes it the structure, which is a low, and you know the low might be liquidity. Let's say anyone is buying from, let's take the scenario you've talked about it right now. Okay, you look at this order block, right? If anyone, you see this order block, right?
Correct.
If anyone is buying from this order block, where is the sellers going to be at? The sellers is going to be
Below that week there for the for that one, yeah.
exactly. The stop loss is going
Correct.
to be below this one. And you know this week actually is a low on lower time frame. So from this one, you already know that you have your liquidity that is your like anything that can make someone enter the market is actually liquidity. And price always takes liquidity. You know that price always takes liquidity. So what I do is I only draw lines of liquidity that line up with a discounted zone that I can buy from. And once price comes, take them out, then I can look for my buy setup. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Okay, so you're saying you wait for price to take out the liquidity in the discounted zone first.
Exactly. Before I look for my buy setup. And the same thing if I want to sell, I look for price
Mhm.
to take liquidity uh on a premium zone so that I can sell from.
Okay, so um, I had a
Just
question that just
on
bounced me
this
on.
one,
Mhm.
I'll just show you I think all I've explained here, you can find them on my trade today.
No, I understand. So what you wait for that liquidity to be taken out first, and then you look for a confirmation before you get in, or right after the liquidity has been taken?
Give me a second. You
Okay.
okay. You see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say price did something like this. Okay? Let's say price did
Mm-hmm.
something like this. If I take my flip tool from the low to the high, this low line up below the 50% of the zone. Okay, is a discount I
Correct.
want to buy from. So what I do is I know this one, this low is actually liquidity that can be taken, So if I know it's liquidity that can be taken, it might be another block, it might just be a week, or it might just be a low. It depends on a lot of scenarios. And by time when you really trade the strategy, you'll understand which one might be the real order block and which one maybe might be induced, because
Mhm.
there is almost no way for me to tell you if this order like is going to be induced or not. But when you trade after maybe winning trade losses, you'll understand, okay, this one always happen to be like this. So like by experience, you'll understand which one should be the liquid that has to be taken. But something you can
Okay.
do is the one that line up below the 50% and can give you some sort of weeks or lows. So if you
Mhm.
get this one, I get my line here. I can set an alert, but when I scalp, most of the time I'm just in front of the chart because price can even give me a sell setup. After taking this high, I can have the sell setup. And once price comes to my zone here, I want price to trade below. Okay, once price trade below this zone, I know that price already took the liquidity out.
Correct.
Like anyone that has stop loss here, the stop loss got triggered. And if we have break and retest people, they can look for a break and retest to the downside if this one is the important level for them. After this one
Mhm.
taken, I need a change of character. After getting my
Okay.
change of character, I need the same schematic that happened on this one. Like you see, price
Correct.
took liquidity before giving you a change of character, right? So
Correct.
expected price to take liquidity from the rally, like you use the same concept here, the low to the high.
Mhm.
Price will have to go below the 50%. Once price is below the 50%, I don't know what's give me a second. Okay. When once price goes below the 50%, price will take some lows as well. Like price will take induced area the same way I
Mhm.
took this one, and the induced area from your confirmation entry, that's going to be exactly your entry.
Correct.
I hope till now you understand what I mean.
Yeah. I understand because I've watched your scalping video, so I kind of understand, the concept,
Yeah.
and I mean, combined with, I would say, like, I don't want to mix strategies, but combined with Dr. Banks, and I understand that inducement before
Yeah,
that.
Dr. Bank taught me. He's the one who taught me this one. Like, it's nothing new. The same thing he's teaching
Okay.
you, the same thing I'm actually teaching you here. But maybe it's
Mhm.
just the way of teaching that might be different.
Yeah. So the difference with him, why I liked, okay, so I like Dr. Banks and I still follow him, right? And I'm still a student.
Yeah.
What made me also drawn to yours was I saw a combination of Dr. Banks and I used to follow what's his name? Mahad, right? Mahad and JIFX. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Banks doesn't trade other blocks. And I used to trading other blocks. So I was wondering how you incorporate, other blocks and liquidity. That's where, that's why I was trying to, that's really what I'm really interested in. Like, I like your style, how you use other blocks, but you lose liquidity. So I'm trying to see how that works. Yeah.
Okay. So if I can go into here. But other blocks, most of the time, they're just liquidity. They don't really
Yeah,
work.
liquidity. Okay. So most of the time they will get taken out. So you just watch the liquidity when it gets taken out. You
Yeah.
wait for the confirmation by getting a change of character, and then that's when you now get in.
Because just tell me, why would banks use order blocks? I mean, it doesn't help them to get liquidity. I don't know if you understand. They need liquidity to
Mm-hmm.
move the market. Why would they
Correct.
use order block? Just
Correct.
liquidity they need. They need liquidity so they can create order blocks, okay, on the market so that people
Mm,
can enter based on sometimes they work and sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't,
correct.
that's where the bankers really enter the thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
they make the order block to work sometimes so that we can feel like, yeah, SMC really works.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
what they really do is they go through, they only need the liquidity. If it's coming from SMC traders or maybe any other strategy, that's not the problem. They only need liquidity. Indicators, whatever, they just need liquidity. You can,
Mm,
I don't know if you even noticed, if you really trade raw SMC, you can have more losses than someone that is trading trendline. You can have more losses than someone that is trading trendline. But the
wow.
edge is, the real edge is that someone that's trading SMC, the person really applies the RR. Like the RR is the most important thing. Someone
Correct.
have
Correct.
maybe 6 losses on a row, and one trade that goes to TP, and the one trade goes to TP can give the person maybe uh 20 R, and the person ended up being profitable. Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
someone that I know some people they trade indicators, okay? They can have 90% win rate based on indicators. But what it does is it will give them 1 to 2, okay? Sometimes
Yeah.
it might even not be 1 to 1, or the highest might be 1 to 3. And if you see this, the win rate is cool. SMC trader, I really see people really having 90% win rate using SMC. But I see
Mm-hmm.
those other people really having them. But the issue right
Yeah.
now is just about understanding the market structure. You know where
Correct.
price should go, where price should not go, and based on that, you can apply on your lower time frame and get those 20R or 50R, And if you get 20R or 50R, even if you got 10 losses before, there's no problem. You still be profitable. Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, this is pretty much the thing. And also, I don't know if you notice, price sometimes doesn't tap into your order block. I mean, price
Correct.
just
That's another
doesn't tap.
challenge I have too.
Yeah,
That's another frustration I have. I'll
when
mark
price,
order block. It doesn't
yeah,
come there.
doesn't tap your order block. It's because price already grabbed the liquidity needed to move price. Like it's pretty much the liquidity that price really needs, not really order block. I don't know if I can get any scenario here that price
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe.
That's what I was trying to tell my guy. I was like, look, man, I've marked this order blocks. He said, oh, patience, just patience. You have to be patient. It will eventually tap into your order block. I'm like, it doesn't tap, and then sometimes it'll just take off.
Okay, I don't know if I can get anything here. Uh, Let me just if I look at this, okay, price is eventually bullish. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
You're having a
Yes.
pullback. From this pullback, where can you buy? You look for some induced level,
Something.
some induced level that has to be taken out. I think I got some couple of buys here, 2 buys. Price actually hit stop loss above. If you
Mm-hmm.
see well, there was another block here. I don't know if you see it.
I see it. I see it. Yeah.
And this OB got taken out.
Yeah.
You see the OB got taken out. And
Correct.
someone that is really trading order block, the person will wait for this zone.
Mm-hmm.
Price never tap. I don't know if you understand. Price never tap
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
if you look closely, okay, before the OB, if you look for some sort of induced liquidity, you see where you can
Correct.
get weak is this one. You see this week,
Correct. Correct.
and if you extend your week right, you see what happened. Price came,
Tapped into it.
took the liquidity, and directly gave the change of character we're looking for, and pull back. It might pull back to the OB, okay, or it might not pull back to the OB. But what happened is it will always pull back to take internal liquidity that broke structure to the upside. Always take internal liquidity. Let me ratio. I don't know if I can get on the second time frame. If I come here, I don't know if this week is really clear. And this is also something that I want to tell you. The internal liquidity from your change of character or your confirmation entry depends on your logic, okay, and depends on
Mm.
your RR. These are pretty much the two things that I usually use. Depend on your logic. On the logic, why? If you look at this well, this might be an order block. You see this one. This one is actually an order block service. It doesn't just might be. If you trade SMC, the order block doesn't always have to be a bearish whatever before the bullish.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Sometimes you can have weak to the upside, weak like some in this indecisional candle, okay, like this one
Mm.
might be an order block for a lot of people. And if you
Correct.
look at this OB, if you take your fib tool from the low to the high, you'll see that yeah, is at the discounted zone to buy and OB, and people are buying. And if you look well, price came, okay, price tapped the OB here, and you see price started giving some buy reaction. Price bought,
Mm-hmm.
price bought, and went through stop loss. Now people hit stop loss. As people hit stop loss, they will be waiting for the zone below share that they might maybe enter from, okay, maybe this order block or maybe this order block. Some people
Mm-hmm.
they can combine all this as an OB. If they combine all this, okay, they got the entry. But if they got maybe this low candle as the order block, then they didn't get any entry. But all you know is price is interested into the liquidity. After the liquidity taken, you enter off, okay, from it, and there's always below the low. And
Correct.
below the low for sure, but I give some spaces, Even by using this strategy, price can still go to create maybe double bottom from your order block and get you out because of a spread or whatever. So
Correct.
you might see on my MT5 having this one, but when I enter on my phone, I adjust my stop loss, I put it a bit below. I get you
Correct.
just get your entry where you think price give you this one. And from this, I know that after price maybe breaking this high, price can give me a pullback. Okay. From this one, price can give me a pullback. Because
Correct.
according to market structure, that's normal. Price gives you this, give you this, and which gives you the internal liquidity by going up to take the external liquidity which is resting above this zone. I don't know if you get
Correct.
exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
So after the break of this, you might maybe put break even. Usually I don't really go break even much. What I do is I put my stop loss below the wick of this. I put my stop loss here. In case price
Mhm.
comes back for a
That's-
re-entry, because sometimes you see this one is an OB or some PY, okay? Price can still
mhm.
come back to this zone and buy. Meanwhile, this one is already your break even and you hit break even. I see a lot of SMC traders, they hit break even because it was a re-entry or a block. Like their break-even was a re-entry zone. I don't know if you
Mhm.
understand what I mean. So
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
the best thing you can do is you put yourself below the re-entry where you think price can come back to. So you can put yourself somewhere yeah, somewhere here, okay. By putting this, once price break this one, when maybe at the 123 or something, I take
Mhm.
maybe 25% off. In case price comes back and maybe get me out, I know I took some partial off and the partial can cover this small loss left here and plus some profit.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I can also get some profit. So this is what I usually do. And for the trade management, I know that I'm already BE on this one or whatever. I can easily look for my buy setup. Where can I buy? Maybe I can get some induced level like this one. And if price comes here, give me some confirmation for a buy, I can get it.
Mhm.
And there is something which is really powerful. Okay, I'm still testing, but it works almost all the time. Is the way to look at the accumulation and distribution on the second time frame. I don't know,
Mm.
it didn't
I've
happen
seen
much.
some of your videos about that. Yeah, I've seen some of it. When you say like you have 5 to 6 candles somewhere.
Yeah, something like this. I use it a lot. I use it a lot. And it happens almost all the time. If you look at this, it gave you few candles. Okay. This breaks to the downside, it really happened too fast. But if it gives me this, I even took this sell, okay. I took this sell, but immediately, I don't know, it was news or whatever, went back to my BE. But gave me enough time to I always told you from here I take at least 25% or whatever. So
25%.
at least I got some profit from it. So when I get this schematic, I know price will sell. You see, you get the same schematic here, price would. But price selling doesn't mean that price straight away is going to TP. Price can sell for maybe 5 pips and still go higher. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a distribution, but the distribution on the 15-second time frame doesn't mean that the 1 minute time frame will follow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like this one gave a distribution is cool, okay. But why price came here and bought? Because if you look at this, the structure, okay, price still bullish. Price will have to sell. That's why it gave this distribution. And you see, price came, took this induced level, and gave the buy setup. After the buy, the same thing happened here, but this one somehow broke structure to the downside. This is
Yeah.
the distribution accumulation. The same thing I think happened here. It happens almost all the time. Just go on your chart and try to look around. You really see them happening live. Uh, you see the same thing happen here. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing happen here. The same thing happen. It happens a lot. Just go and try to backtest them. You'll understand. Or go through get a demo account, okay, and backtest them. You don't just enter the trade based on them, but if you see them happening in your zone where you want to enter, then it gives you more confidence on your trade. This is how I use them. Okay. So I think this was the buy. And when do you target? Target the external liquidity, which was this one. And if I remove
And the thing about that is because it's on the second time frame, it might look like a big stop loss, but if you're using a structure of a much, much higher time frame, like the 1 hour, that will kind of help your you
yeah.
have a lot of R.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the same thing does happen this COB. There are some order blocks when you just look at them, you know that this will be might be induced order block. Price came,
Mm-hmm.
went through. After going through, you just go to your lower time frame, you get your entry.
Okay.
And if you want to trade news, what I do trade news, but if you really want to trade it, what you do is you get your entry before the news. Like if I know that news will come, I just look at the market structure. If you look at
Okay.
the market structure overall, you see the price is bullish. So you know that the news is more likely to buy. So you get your buy setup before the news. You can still use some fundamental stuff to know if the news is gonna be bullish or bearish. But
Mm.
according to your market structure again, you know that the news will have to be. And if I come back to this one, you see the zone I said it might be induced level. You see this one
Mm.
before on the replay mode. I think let me bring it back on the 50 second. You see this zone you see this one, right?
Yes, correct.
I put this one before. I was saying that this one might be your induced level where you can have a entry because price
Mm-hmm.
boost this structure to the upside. So you can have a
Correct.
pullback here to have the buy. And if I get back to the 1 minute and I remove this, you see that price really came to it and bought it. You see, price came. And if you look
Mm.
where it's another block, it's really
Yeah.
another block this year. Price
So it
came
took out
here.
the other block, but tapped into the induced zone.
Yeah, exactly. The induced zone, and you can have if you have a aggressive entry, you enter your sellers below the low here. And even when
Mm-hmm.
at least you got maybe 4 to 5 hours before maybe hitting some break even. And this sometimes your entry might be inducement. And this one I do a lot. Like I price can give you okay, but this one price can give you an induced level here, maybe to maybe
Mm-hmm.
come later to type into this order block. Me by
Mm-hmm.
knowing that it's inducement, but I get my trade because sometimes inducement can give you 5 hours. I don't know if you understand. It's kind of risky, but when you are really good, you can do it. You know this level is the induced level to be taken out.
Inducement. Correct.
Once
Correct.
price comes to take it out, price will give you a buy, but your buy you got there is also an inducement for the next buy. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I think one of the SMC this is something like this, okay? Price will give you this. You know this one is inducement, will buy and come back to do this. To get this one as maybe some sort of trend like whatever. But by knowing
Yes,
this one is inducement, but you still get the buy, make some money before having the real buy. You,
correct. And that I see that a lot too. I see that a lot, especially let's say if it's a higher time frame POI. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
let's say I think, oh, okay, the price is reversing now. I get my church, I'll enter. But then later on, it will go below that zone. You know, so I guess for me, and then why I used to lose those trades is because I wouldn't know when to get out then.
Yeah.
So I'll make some profits and then not maybe not then I didn't know how to break even or any, you know, or to what to target. Then it'll come back and go below it and stop me out.
So
Tap into a lower order block or
look at
and
this.
then go up.
Look at this one. If I got this buy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I got this buy, where could I possibly sometimes I might take partial based on what I see happening. Okay. I don't just take partial because you broke some highs. I do it a lot, okay. But sometimes I take partial based on you don't just take trade and sleep waiting for TP. You take trade, whatever happening inside of your
Correct.
running trade, you read it to know if price is gonna drop or not. If you look at it
Correct.
here, you see the price broke this low, okay? Price gave a nice sell setup. Price broke the low, pull back for a sell. I think maybe on the 50-second time frame.
Mm-hmm.
This sell was really late. You see price pull back to take this week. The week will always have to be taken out. Price pull back to this week and you can have your sell here. This was already the confirmation for the sell. Or if you don't get there, you see price give twice the confirmation. You see price broke this low again at
Mm-hmm.
your zone. Price broke the low and pull back. If you are entering from another block, where would you? If you're entering from another block, this would
Yeah,
have
the other
been
block
your
will be
entry.
up there. So it won't touch
That
your other block.
it
It won't
didn't
touch
touch
it.
your other block. But if you're entering from induced zone, I don't know if I can get anything here. Sometimes you can use gaps. I didn't tell you what you can use.
Yeah. So
You,
wow, that yeah, my inducement would have been that second bar, that third bar there, you know, which he tapped into there, something from there.
you
You
can
know,
you can even get this one and get this one, or you can get the
correct. That's the one I'm looking at. That's the one I was looking at. Yeah, that one that you marked is the one I was looking at, especially with that gap too.
yeah, you can use the gap to have your entry and your dollars above your zone. And you see
Correct.
1.3 pips dollars. I usually have even 0.5 pips stop loss. Meanwhile,
Wow.
my spread is I think there's one trade here. Uh let me see. There's one buy here that the stop loss was too tight. This is 1.6. There's one, I don't know, was it which this one? You see this one was 0.9 pip, but it's
Mhm.
still on my MT5. I use MFF, so I had to add some spaces for the spread because even the spread is 0.5. So the spread is even bigger than my stop loss. So this would have been your sell. But if you go to the 1 minute, you see that you can't really read this one on the 1 minute. I mean, where would you get this line? I don't know if you understand. Without the
Yeah, there's
second
no way.
time,
You won't see it.
yeah,
You won't
without
see
the
it.
second time frame, the same thing here. We got a weak here, which was induced and taken out, but there was no way for you to see it. You know, so you get your confirmation and you sell. And if you sell, if you really knew that this area was just the induced level you entered from, you can just
Mhm.
target this one. Get your sell. This run for 6 hours. Meanwhile, the buy even ran for maybe 3 hours or something. Yeah, about 3 hours. So this how when you want to ping pong, you really read what price is doing. Don't just take the trade and wait. What I do, if I get a trade here, and if I see I was holding this sell, meanwhile I was seeing buy setup, and I took those buys. Even I had in mind that this one might be induced level, but price is still induced more by giving me buy setup because price gave a change of character and everything was cool. I got the buys,
Mhm.
but I was still holding this sell. Even those buy hit stop loss, but my sell is still running profit. Here I took maybe 90% off. Okay, run below here. The profit I make here can make me recover my losses from this buy here. I
Right.
like hedging. I like hedging. I can take
Yeah,
90.
yeah, hedging is Yes, it was one of my mentor was trying to tell me, yeah, you have to start practicing hedging. So,
Yeah,
but that was before I even came across your stuff, then I was like, this is your ping pong strategy. This is the perfect way to hedge if you just know how to do it right.
yeah, you just have to understand market structure liquidity. You can hedge it very well. I did. I
Yeah.
don't know if you check on my Instagram. I had 3 sales and or 4 sales from H4. Okay. And these
Mm-hmm.
sales, some of them is still running. Okay. I got sell here. I sold here. I sold here. I sold here. And price came here, gave me buy setup. I bought, I bought, I bought. And now I have 3 buys and I have 3 sales. The 3 sales, one hit my break even already, and 2 of them is still there. And those sales, I took a lot of partial off. I took so many partial off because I knew price will have to buy. And from here,
Yeah.
I have my majority of my position with the high percentage is on the buy because I knew price will is more likely to buy than sell. And once price is
Yeah.
at this zone, maybe I can look for my sell setup. If it has not to maybe take this highs, or if this highs has to be taken, I know I hit break even on this one, there's no problem, but my buy is still good. It makes you to protect your profit. Some people think you are buying, selling, maybe you are not really making any money because they will think like everything will be equal.
They don't know they are taking partials off and they're
Yeah,
leaving a little bit.
they
They've already
don't
collected your profits. Yeah.
for them, like maybe you have $50 on the buy, $50 on the sell, so overall is $0 you're making. But meanwhile,
Correct.
if you really understand the market structure, you know when you have to take partial and when you really have to pull your trades. And
Okay.
that's pretty much, I think
Yeah.
that's,
So
yeah,
I was going to say I have a question because I was sharing this with my mentor who does raw SMC, and he
yeah.
was saying that he was like, this method is kind of good, but he was saying that he's not sure would they be able to pass a challenge with this. So I was wondering, how does it, when it comes to using this scalp method for your MFF, I mean, how does it work?
I
Have
usually
you,
use 0.25, okay, on funded account. I use 0.25. But trust me, if you really master this strategy, even by risking 0.25, you can pass a challenge in a day. Don't rush bad. You can still pass a challenge in a day. Because
mhm,
just imagine, okay, let me remove this, okay. Let me okay. Let's say you got this buy here, which is
mhm,
currently at 68 R. And even if
mhm.
you risk 0.25, wouldn't you be able to make 8% on only this trade, this trade, only
Wow.
this one single one? You see, like, I don't know how to explain this one, but when I use the MFF. Some trades, okay, some trade they might hit stop loss before going to TP. It does happen to me sometimes. Even today, I think one or two trades built on this one, they hit stop loss before TP just because of a spread, you know. Sometimes when you don't
Mm-hmm.
calculate your spread very well, you might hit stop loss before TP. But I do have to
Yeah.
account Xness and my forex fund. Some trade, if I see the stop loss is not way too tight, I just enter. I enter from the MFF. But if it's way too tight, like 0.5 pips, I enter from my Xness because I know Xness I have a zero spread account. But we can just add if you can really manage your entry well, not really hitting stop loss because of spread or whatever, then
Mm-hmm.
you are really good to go for any challenge. Go for a trial. Okay? Go for a FTMO trial. Once you master this one, you know that you can actually get 10 hour every day, minimum 10 hour every day. Go for a FTMO trial. And
Trial, yeah, trial.
if you see it goes good, then you can actually try for a real challenge. You can try
Okay.
for a real challenge, yeah. If not,
Okay.
you can actually pass it in a station, one in London or one New York station, you can pass it. If the price, and there's actually something about the price action. Sometimes the price action delivering is not always good every day. I don't know if you understand. Today, the price action might be good and can give me all this trade setup. Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
someday the price action might be bad and cannot give me any entry or might even give me losses. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, yeah.
There are some days I don't know this. I think there's one day I got so many break evens. They are. Let me see. Oh, I got this account new, so I didn't really have my old analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what I mean. Some days you can have
Yeah.
a range market where you don't have any setup. Some days you can have losses because price. Sometimes you'll just see price will give you something like this. I mean, price will give you this, okay? Price will give you this, price will give you this, price will give you this, price will give you this. You know, like you don't really understand if price is bullish or price is bearish. You just
Yes.
break demands and yeah. And these days are days where you know price action is not really good. And for me, since Monday, okay, or since some weeks, every day I woke up, my or every day when I start trading, my goal is to get 5 hour morning overall at this 10 hour. This is what I aim for. If you see me having 100 hour a day like this one, I don't aim for it. I don't wake up and say that today I'm going to have 100 hour. If you have this one, you might go and get trades where you can get trades where there's no trade setup. I don't know if you understand. You just force your setup to give you a trade. You just force setups. But if you
Mm-hmm.
just have like, okay, today I'm going to have 5 hour, and you get a 5 hour setup, if it goes well, and the 5 hour setup can end up going for a 20 hour a 20 hour trade or even more. This is what I do. And if I
Okay.
get uh you can have losing streak, okay, like 3 losses on a row, 5 losses on a row. If I
Mm-hmm.
get 3 losses on a session, most of the time I chill, you know, like I'm pretty much done for the day. I can still trade, but I go low risk, not really go emotional about the trade. Because if you continue, you get 3 losses and 5 losses, you start maybe you want to recover your losses and you start forcing things, getting set up where they just don't exist. So if you get it depends on your rules. If you see 3 losses on a row is already big for you. Once you get the 3 losses, you chill for the remaining of the day. You just stop it. You can still analyze and get set up. If you want, you can go maybe 0.25, 0.1 just to see. But don't just go all in once you are really losing streak, especially in a day, not in a week or in a
Yeah.
month or whatever, but in a day. If you started going through those things, just take it easy and you can easily recover. You can just get one session, okay, one London session or one New York session, you can recover everything. That's how I usually do.
So you don't ever do you ever do like 1% as part of your trade management
Like
with this
get
scalping
1%
strategy?
on a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't really go 1%. But I don't go 1%. But what usually happens with me is sometimes, yeah, you're right. It's not really easy to manage all these trades, especially like me. I have two accounts, MFF and XNES. Sometimes I can
Mm-hmm.
start being on the XNES more than MFF, or you know, switching between the two and managing the scalping thing is not really easy. So what do usually happen with me is I can have 0. Maybe 25 here. I can have a re-entry here that can give me 0.5. And without even knowing, I can even forget to go break even on this one. Usually, you know how I do my break even, but sometimes I even forget. So once price goes wrong, I ended up losing maybe 0.5 or 0.75 or even 1%. I lose it. It's not because I went 1% on a trade, it's because I took re-entries, and without even going break even for the remaining. And some re-entries
Mm.
are really, really risky, especially if you go re-entry on the second time frame. Price will buy, okay? Price will give you a change of character, is sell. Will give you a re-entry sell, will give you a re-entry sell. Will keep selling. Meanwhile, this sells by breaking structure doesn't allow you yet to go break even because like price is not really far from your entry. I don't know if you really understand.
Mhm.
Price is not
Yeah, yeah,
far
yeah.
from your entry. If I take something like this one, this entry here, if you check maybe the 10-second whatever, well, you might see
Mhm.
2 entries or 3 entries. And you can go, okay. You are just you see entry, you enter, you enter, you enter. But as far as price maybe didn't break this zone, you might not go break even. And if you keep having the re-entries, you might ended up having maybe 1% risk on the trade. It's not because it's one trade, but because you took all the re-entries. You really want to make money, so you
Mhm.
took all the re-entries. So what I do is I always make sure that I'm at least at break even on one of the trade or maybe two partial before having
Mhm.
the entry to not ended up being maybe in 1% risk. But I don't usually go 1% risk. But if I want, I can get a flip or blue account. I can actually deposit $100 on an account just to flip or blue. Okay, risk
Mhm.
maybe twice, 50%, 50%. If I get this one, I enter. And if I get the re-entry, I enter. Like for me, it's just a loss account. It might make me $1,000 account, or I can
Mhm.
make $1,000 from the $100, or even 2,000, 3,000. It depends. But I can also lose the $1,000 account. If I do flip or
Mhm.
blue, I used to do this. But if I don't do flip or blue, I don't really risk this much. Some trade, if I don't really trust, I can even go 0.1. I can go 0.1 because for me, I know those trade I can get them. RR I can get them. I'm not really in rush of growing in an account, you know.
Mhm.
You're not in rush, yeah. Hope I answers your question.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did. One thing I wanted to ask, when you're going into a zone, well, maybe it might
Yeah.
not apply. So when I'm in going into a zone, sometimes you see a lot of momentum. So you don't know, you say, okay, the church is about to happen or the church has happened. But sometimes you say, okay, because of the momentum that it used to get into that zone, you to blow past that, I guess, order block. So is that something that you consider sometimes, like the amount of momentum that,
Yeah,
let's
the
say,
momentum I use it a lot. Okay, I use it a lot, but especially I use it a lot with the DXY. If I see a lot of momentum on DXY, I rather
mm-hmm,
go for any trade if I see a chop. If you look at this, okay, if you look at this, price gave what? A change of character, breaking this high, okay, give a change of
mm-hmm,
character, and maybe I know price left behind some order block here to buy.
mm-hmm,
I know there's an order block here to buy. Once price breaks this one, when I see price giving me this momentum, I know there's no OB that can actually hold this DXY. If I know DXY is dropping like this one, I know EU will only have to buy. Like EU will just give you buy setups. I always use
correct.
DXY in this one. If I know DXY momentum is too bearish, okay, I never look for a sell setup on
On
EU.
EU.
I only look for buys because I know the momentum is too much. Sometimes,
Yeah.
okay, what will usually happen and how I avoid them, EU can give you a change of character for a sell. Meanwhile, you are seeing maybe a sell setup on DXY or DXY is actually selling. Because if DXY is selling, okay, if DXY is selling with a lot of momentum, when DXY will just give you 2 or 3 bullish candle, you will directly start seeing a sell setup on EU. I don't know if you understand. Just a small pullback on DXY, you'll see a sell setup on EU. Meanwhile, just small pullback doesn't mean that DXY is start buying. Maybe it's giving you a pullback just to sell. If you look,
Mm. So does EU lag behind DXY?
like how?
Does There's EU lag behind, like you see the movement on DXY before you see it on EU. Does it lag a
Nah,
little bit? Or it
not
happens at the
they
same
use
time?
it pretty much the same time.
Okay.
Normally DXY happens before EU, but it's almost the same time. There's no way for you to maybe see DXY is buying in. But what is really important is just the setup you see on DXY. The setup.
Correct. Correct.
Always the setup. If you see DXY giving you a sell setup, EU is more likely to buy. If you look at
Okay.
this, you see this small pullback here. You see this small pullback here before
Mm-hmm.
selling down. This small
Correct.
pullback can give you a change of character on the EU. And you'll be like,
Mm.
now I'm selling. Meanwhile, the change of character happened just because DXY gave a small pullback. And now you start looking for a sell setup and price will keep creating new highs. And you'll be like, why? Meanwhile, if you really check DXY, you'll see that DXY is still bearish. The change of character you saw on EU, it was just a pullback on DXY. It used to happen too much, a lot, a lot. I think I don't know if I can get it, but let me check it. FXCM. What's happening using FXCM? Give me a second. Forex.com. Okay. This one is forex.com. If I come here, I think somewhere here, if I can really get it, I'm not sure that I can get a day, but there was a day here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Was it even this? Anyway, I think price came to some high time frame zone. Okay. Price came, gave a change of character. I don't know if I can get this one. I'm not sure that if it is this day or not, but I'm just showing you. Price can come to your high time frame zone, change of character, and leave behind a zone for you to sell from. Meanwhile,
Correct.
this sell that gave you the change of character was just a small pullback from DXY. So if you
Mm.
see DXY is still bearish or DXY still have to go down, which means EU or GU or gold or whatever pair that ends with USD is more likely to buy. I only
Yeah.
use it for the correlation. If I see that today maybe DXY will keep buying, I just look for
Mm.
my sell setup on EU. If I see DXY will keep selling, I just look for my sell setup on EU. And today DXY was more likely to sell. The reason is first price broke this low, okay? And if you look well, price gave this sort of trend line here. I don't know, give me a second. If you look here,
Mm-hmm.
you see this somehow trend line. You see this trend line?
Correct.
This is what I call by build up. I don't know if I already told you. You
Mm.
trade the build up. You don't trade after the build up. Like when price was here, before, let's say when price was here, if price gave a buy setup on DXY, which means you're gonna be selling EU, right? And it did happen. Price bought. This is what I call by trading the build up. You are trading before the trend line being visible. I don't know if you understand what I mean. This first touch, people bought DXY, people sold
Mm.
EU, I sold EU. Price came here, tap here, okay? People sold EU, I also sold EU. Price tap here, people sold EU, I also sold EU because DXY keep buying. But after all this, the trade was successful. But later, this what I call by the build up, trade during the build up, which means you have the trend line. The trend line has to be built, right? During the build
Mm-hmm.
up, when price is actually building the trend line, you trade it. But after the build up, which means the trend line is already visible, you don't trade it. If price comes back, you know that price will have to come and take whatever here. If you see
Liquidity, yeah.
another block, yeah, if there's another block line up with any of these lows, I know any of these lows will have to be taken out. It's always risky to enter after the build up. So what
Mm-hmm.
happens is price will give you build up, and this build up is almost the same concept as the internal liquidity I was talking about. Price will give you this, okay? Will give you this, and after taking the high, will give you a pullback, and you already traded the build-up. You already traded the build-up to take this high. And now price will pull down to take this trendline liquidity share and tap into your zone, give you a buy setup. And now you trade the build-up again. After price breaking the high, you now sell to take the build-up. You don't trade after the build-up, you trade the build-up. I don't know if you really
During the build-up, correct. Yes, you trade during the build-up because after the build-up, then
it's already
it becomes liquidity and you become part of that liquidity if you're still there.
exactly. This is pretty much the concept of the build-up. And I think I've learned this one from I don't know if you know him. Beast FX is one of the. It's also
Beast FX.
yeah.
I'll add him.
He's also a
Beast
friend
FX.
of. He's also a friend of Mr. Bank, and we all
Okay.
trade together. We all trade together.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we taught him.
Yeah, no, you guys have opened my eyes to a new style of trading. Trust me.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it. I watched all banks. So I bought your course on banks course the same time. I watched both of your videos. I watched his videos because his own was just a different, opened my eye to a different, different. It wasn't SMC, it was liquidity. So I had to learn
yeah,
what he was saying. But I'd watched your scalping strategy first, then I went to watch his. So, but all of it just started making sense, So even if I still will be marking my higher time frame zones, but I'm just going to be using the liquidity to kind of end to mark my entry, and then of course to be able to move my stop loss more because I keep getting stopped out.
yeah,
That's where the challenge is. Yeah. You mentioned one broker, you said XNet or something like that.
yeah. Xness. If you deposit $500, you get a zero spread account.
Oh, XNES.
Yeah, get a zero spread account if you deposit $500. But
Oh, I
only
don't
thing I hate
mind.
about them, only thing I hate about them is the commission is too much. You can end a day with you can end a day with maybe a break even, okay, a break even day. Meanwhile, you can be down $100 to $200 just because of the commission. If you
Oh,
just
their
open,
commission, that's right.
yeah, if you open one standard lot, they can take you $5 just because you open one lot.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what they do.
So
But
there's a catch there.
the
There's a
commission
catch there.
yeah, the commission applies only to the zero spread account. If you don't want the zero spread account, they'll give you an account without commission. But without commission, the spread is too much. It's almost 1 pip. So you'll have to be dealing with, and it's not really easy if you trade SMC, especially the lower time frame. It's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be difficult if you get the high spread accounts. And
Yeah,
DXY here, you see the same thing. You see price took this week, which is actually the liquidity.
correct.
There was the order block, but it didn't tap the OB. You see, it didn't tap the OB.
WOB.
Yeah, it didn't tap the
Yeah.
OB. Meanwhile, it did took the liquidity. And if you use my concept again, you see the distribution schematic I'm saying about.
Correct. I was already seeing it actually. I saw it before. Yeah, I
Yeah,
already saw that.
the
Yeah.
distribution, yeah, the distribution, whatever.
So you already know it's already tapped in one. So that's double confirmation. It tapped into the other block and to look at this distribution schematic. So
Yeah,
it's not gonna do that, it's gonna
after
reverse. So,
distribution,
but my challenge, if you go back to that one, see my struggle there, go back to that, what you just showed me just now. It's just, but I think you already answered it. So it's which week to go from? There's that week below, there's the week below, there's the week there, there's the another week, one more before the other week. So
if
you
you
like,
have an OB, but you think it might not be adjustment,
mm-hmm.
my battery is gonna go off.
Yeah. Your battery is almost out.
Yeah,
It's
I
okay.
think
We can just touch on that last one, then I'll can.
now I think it's starting. So if you have an OB but you think it's not gonna be taken out, you get the week that leaves the imbalance nearby your order block.
Okay. So closer to the other block. Okay.
Yeah, that actually leaves the imbalance. So sometimes for someone that's trading liquidity, the person will just get this one. But someone that's trading ICT, the person will be like, nah, this thing didn't take any liquidity. It came to fill this imbalance. This is what an ITC guy will say. Came to fill the imbalance.
Okay.
But all you know is you just put this line here and you know that price came to liquidity. All you need is change the character and pull back. And it did happen. Okay. Price broke this low. Price broke this low and also left a gap. Price bought to fill the gap. It didn't fill all the gap, but gap also is very important. Those gaps always most of the time they get filled. So price fill the gap and goes down, pull back. And the 15-minute, most of the time I use the 15-minute range to scalp. If I know price took the gap, okay, and gave a sell, I know if I sell, I will have to sell at least to this low here. Okay. From the left, at least this low. If it goes there, give me a buy setup, I can buy it. If it doesn't, I can still sell to this low. And it gives a buy setup. I'm sure it gave a buy setup here on the lower time frame and price bought. And once you buy, you don't just buy and have a TP maybe above this high, because you know on the higher time frame price has to drop. So you get your buy just for the retracement. And once you buy, you look for an induced zone to sell from again. I think you might have a zone here on the lower time frame, maybe 5 minutes, whatever. And from here, you look for your sell schematic, maybe distribution happen or change of character, you sell. And if you know there's a sell here, then there would be a buy on EU. And this is how I use the correlation. If I see like DXY, this DXY give me a sell setup. So all I need is buy EU, hold it long term. If I sell EU, just a pullback, and I just sell to a 50% and look for a buy setup.
Correct. Even with this one, you can see that that buy setup hits that 50% of that range. That's that range, that 15-minute range there that you have. So if you look at that 50, this range here, from there to there, yep, so that pullback just hit that 50%.
Yeah.
So
50% start dropping. But some people, they will start looking for Asian high, they look for
easy.
but
I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that before. I used to make that mistake a lot because
yeah, some people on my group, I mean, they will get a trade and I never know where the TP is at. I never know where the TP is at. I will be like, you can't scalp 1 minute, bro. They will get a trade, okay? They will get a trade. The trade will run for 8 hours. They will never take any partial. And for them, they are aiming for 50 hours. They are aiming for 100 pips. I mean, come
this guy. Yeah, aiming for this guy. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, you can't though. You
Yeah,
can't, especially on the lower time. No,
yeah.
you can't. You can't. If you are basing it off a higher time frame, then you know that okay, it's going on.
Use with the higher time frame bias, then yeah, it's fine. You can hold your trade long term. But even by holding long term, you still have to take partial. 8 hour is
correct.
Already a lot of money to be taken out. Even 3 hour. Mr. Bang, it takes 3 hour. Most of the time, it takes 3 hour out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can get 3 hour, I'm okay. My average is 3 hour. It's just, but the only thing is, if I'm going to do 3 hour, I have to do maybe 0.5% or something.
Okay. Yeah, 3 hour. I don't usually take 3 hour, maybe 4 hour, but for me, 5 hour is good. But 3.
Yeah, I know you have that your daily 5 hour every morning. Yeah. You say your morning 5 hour.
Yeah, if I get my morning 5 hour, I take 50% off, and the remaining of the day, I just chill. I get 5 hour. Even if you get 5 hour every day, 6 days, what? 25 hour or 30 hour? That's okay. 30 hour for a week, that's okay. It's really
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that is okay. So on Saturday, if you use 6 days on Saturday, that means on Saturday you'll be trading BTC then.
5 days. Yeah, it's 5 days. BTC, I like trading BTCs, but this time around, I think it was around June, July. I used to have minimum 50 hour every month trading BTC, but I stopped since. I don't know why, but if I kept trading BTC, I think I would have gotten a sell. Like I would have held my sell till now. I really like holding long term, If I can get sell, I think my sell would have been somewhere from this zone. I haven't drew the zone. I think it was on the D1, yeah. I think the zone was on the D1. I got, or was it weekly? Yeah, there was a zone here. I drew this one. I was waiting for this one. If I got this sell, would have held till now. You sell to 10K. Once you hit 10K, you take full profit and you put it back in Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin.
That's true. Yeah, not buy it. Buy a lot of Bitcoin at that 10K.
Yeah, you buy at 10K, and not only buying, you still buy on your MT5.
I just hold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, that might be a good level to buy.
Yeah, 10K. But for me, I really wanted to go 3K. There is a reason for BTC to go 3K. There is a trend line. There's a trend line liquidity here. I don't know which broker is giving me the chart, but yeah, I think it was this one.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
look
there is.
well,
I see it.
there is the
Yeah,
clear trend line liquidity here that has to be
yeah,
taken out. If really price comes and take out, you see, and the order block is resting at this zone.
I can see it.
You
Yeah.
see, this 1,000. Oh my god.
Wow, 1350.
Yeah, if BTC goes to 1K, then come on, I'm gonna sell everything to buy BTC. Yeah, even if
Because
I
it will
have,
go back up. It will
yeah,
go back up. It's just now because of the times now. Yeah. Well, go, I believe it will go back up.
yeah, it will go back up. But if 1K, I'm not sure the price will go to 1K, but at least if it goes to 3K, even if I had a
Mhm.
house, I'm going to sell everything to buy BTC.
Yeah.
I buy, I sell at previous all time. I don't really sell everything, but at least I sell 50% of my position
Hmm.
to buy anything in real life, You can't always be online. I know all the businesses online will make you more
Hmm.
money than any business you launch in real life. But
Yeah.
it's still you keep some money out, you know, might end up being some Luna someday.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's true. That's true.
So if everything is cool, then we can have maybe our next Zoom next week for you to backtest.
That
And
would be good.
yeah,
That would be good. I like that because I would like you to see what I'm seeing, and then, but like I said, I was struggling. But I'll back test before then,
yeah.
and then I'll show you. There's this tool I use to back test now, but I think my struggle with it is this tool called Forex 5 Tester, Forex Tester 5.
Okay.
I got it because I follow JIFX, so every time I listen to his blogs, so he recommended it. But the
Okay.
thing is, sometimes it doesn't. First of all, it doesn't have second time frame,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have the Asian session indicator. And then the markups too, it's not too transparent. It's too busy when you put your long and short tool on there. You
Yeah.
can't see, and you can't see what is like price is really doing. You just buy and then sell and hope price goes. So, but immediately I finished talking to you now, like I said, I'm gonna buy this second time frame, and so I can be using it for my back testing and stuff.
Okay, okay. You can try to backtest and try to get the FTMO trial, okay?
Trial.
And every
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
try to scalp those people in the Discord chat. Every morning they trade. Me, I always wake up late, but when I woke up, they already got at this 10, 20 or whatever.
Mm-hmm,
You,
mm-hmm.
you, you can still trade with them. Like this guy today, the guy just killed it. I mean, you got all these without me. Like I didn't give him any setup. You got
Wow.
6 TR today, like 6 TR.
Wow. Oh
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
I'm gonna start coming out here. That's what I want to do. I've never I used to follow signals before, but the guys that I wasn't even trading forex at that time. I used to do options, but the first signals they were calling were not helping me. I was just blowing accounts left and right. So I said, no, no, no. I need to learn how to do it myself
yes,
because
signal is
sometimes they'll
best.
call and they won't tell you what's going on. They won't tell you when they've gotten out too. So you just be there and you be holding. So, but that was a lot. Now if I know what I knew then, I would have been making a lot of money. But now, yeah.
Me about signal, I know if you just follow signals, you'll never be successful. That's the only thing I know.
No,
Like
no, no, no. Yeah, I will
never be
never do signal. I mean, not
never,
to say I don't trust people's signal, but I'd rather know it myself. I'd rather see and know what I'm calling and
exactly.
know why. I want to understand why. That's why.
And about
See, like
signal,
my mentor.
you can get someone that
Mhm,
can give you a profitable signal, but you can
mhm,
just let it up. Someone can give you 5 trades, okay. Let's say 3 of them hit stop loss and 2 of them went to TP. Overall, it's still profitable based on RR, okay. But
mhm.
you you might yourself miss the trade, You miss those two buys or those 2 trades that went to TP, and you ended up being in drawdown, and you'll be like, this guy gave me bad signals. The issue is not the guy, but the issue is you. But if you knew how to trade yourself, you miss a setup. That's you. You can still get another setup that can make you recover from the losses. But
Correct.
someone you can't wait for the person for next month to give you something, So
Correct.
knowing
Correct.
how to
Correct.
trade is really, really important. Like this
It's
guy,
it.
60 R a day. There's no signal group that will give him 60 R a day.
60R. I agree.
Yeah. This is
Wow.
almost
So he was using it at 30 second, 30 second. Okay.
yeah, 30
Wow.
seconds. You got the entry. Meanwhile, I was on the sell. I didn't get the buy. I got the sell. Yeah, I saw the pullback and he bought. I didn't get the buy.
Oh, no. That video you made yesterday, the one you made yesterday on what you covered today, man, it has changed. Outside a lot of questions I have, it has changed a lot of things that like I wasn't seeing.
About
You
this,
know,
the Zoom
that
call, the Zoom call, the yesterday Zoom.
if yesterday's Zoom, exactly. You know, it's the same thing you said. It's the same thing
Hello, you hear me?
in some of his videos, no, to premium and discount zone. Yeah, he does. But I've never seen anybody like you say. You don't buy you don't sell a retracement. You know, and trade. You don't enter it once it has passed that 50%. I've never heard that theory before.
Yeah, when especially you can still get it, but it's too risky for me. Really, really risky.
Yeah. I wouldn't get into it myself. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, if it's cool, then we'll continue next week. I think
Yeah, we'll continue next week. Thank you so much.
I got a lot of exam this week. I don't really know how I can deal with, but
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. You look like you don't sleep. I don't know because you're up 24/7. I don't know how you do it.
right now I'm 11 p.m. Okay, I sleep around 1 a.m. 2 a.m. and I woke up usually around 8 a.m. But a.m.
Okay.
8 a.m. I lose about 2 hours of London session. And I always miss the first hours of London session because I woke up late. When I
Oh,
when I
don't
woke
you
up,
miss that initial entry? Because you know that London session, that kill zone. Isn't that London kill zone that you miss the London kill zone then?
yeah, the beginning there is this 7 a.m. mitigation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've spoken about before, but there is 7 a.m. mitigation, 7 a.m. Ghana time for sure. Like at 7 a.m., price will always mitigate another block or mitigate a zone that is more likely to play out. And I always miss it. If I don't miss it every time, then I might maybe, if I backtest or forward test,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I can get into it and maybe try to explain it to you guys. But if me self, I woke up late, I don't really know how I can explain it because
Yeah.
I'll not be able to take trade based on them. But it always happens. 7 a.m. mitigation Ghana time. Just the first hour of the London kill zone, it gives you a sell setup or a buy setup. Just any trading setup.
Mm-hmm. And it always mitigates that zone.
Yeah, it always mitigates zone. I don't know if it even did happen today.
I've heard Dr. Banks talk about it, but I never knew what it was. He always says the 7 I know he said something about Frankfurt. I talked
There
about
is
Frankfurt mitigation
something.
in London.
Give me a second. 7. I know it's somewhere from this one. You can even see that from this range, price already gave a sell setup. Meanwhile, I
Correct.
already missed this one. So it's just between these hours, 7 to 8 or whatever. Price will always give you a setup from this one. If it is not a sell, price will give you a buy. If I come here, you
Mm.
see price gave a setup. We see here a buy. Meanwhile, me when I woke up, I already see price somewhere from this one, which is
Mm.
it doesn't help me, especially when we already have a lot of areas that might be liquidity. It doesn't really help me. You have these, you can have maybe these relative equal lows.
Yes.
It doesn't really
Yeah.
help me when I see this already. Meanwhile, if you work up at this one, you can have this one. And I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you also know about we can maybe talk about it later. I've always also talk about small about the midnight opening price. Midnight opening price here, price came, tap it before buying. Like the
Mm.
opening of Asia is midnight opening price and it acts like a support or resistance to the price. I don't know if that makes sense. Price is more likely to reject from.
From that place.
Yeah, a midnight opening price. It's a ICT stuff, but it works well.
I would like to know that
If it's
strategy. Yeah.
coming from this area. But anyway, we'll continue next time. Right now, I'll just try to rest small and I really have
Okay.
to start reading my books. Got 3 exams this week.
Okay.
They're not easy.
No problem. Good luck on your exams. What kind of engineering are you doing?
I'm doing computer science, just general course, computer science.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I got my electrical engineering degree from Kumasi.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
Computer
yeah,
science, I
yeah.
don't know why we do philosophy, bro.
But you don't need it. You don't need it anymore, to
I
be
don't need
honest.
it,
It's
but
good.
we do philosophy. I mean, I got I have about 100 pages to read right now because I have exam on Sunday on philosophy. Meanwhile, it's something that I'm just gonna read to pass the exam and I'm done with philosophy. It's not gonna help me in anything. It's not like it's going to help me to create any app or anything. Uh,
Mm-mm.
And the worst part is something that I've already studied in my country. The philosophy we are doing here, I've already done it before the baccalaureate. I don't know
So they
if
need to write it off. If you have you just write it. They need to write it off. You don't need to do it twice. But that's Africa, though. If you was here, you show them that you've already done it. You don't need to do that. No, I know because I was in Ghana. I know. I went through all those things,
those
and
people.
I was like, it's a waste of like I'm like I didn't use anything I needed in my engineering. I didn't use it for anything.
You see.
So
Ah,
nah, I didn't use it for anything. School is just yes to it's good to have your degree, but just to say you have it, but
that,
really the world has changed. You don't need it to make money.
imagine you wake up, you get 10 hours. If you have funded a big account, then that's 10 hours in the morning is already someone's salary.
Yep, I'm telling you. I'm
Someone's
telling
salary.
you. That's why I do trading. I have businesses, I have other things, but I just told my friend, I said, I don't want to do business anymore. I don't want to do nothing anymore. All I want to do is trade. He thinks I'm crazy. I said, no, I'm telling you, trading is the way. He's laughing at me. Oh, you lose your money. I said, don't worry. I've been on this journey for like 8 months now. I said, don't worry. I'll learn the right strategy.
Yeah, take your
Because
time.
you,
Get one strategy, stick on it, and you'll see results. Just take your time.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I'll start backtesting the strategy now. I'll start backtesting. And then once I'm consistent, then I'll start getting in. I'll take my time.
Okay, okay, no problem. So
All
maybe
right.
later, bro. Good night.
All right, man. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good night. Yeah.